Today's show is action-packed, so buckle up and let's dive into it. Screw your freedom.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Are you fully prepared? And it's not just, do you have all the food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, self-defense? Do you have all your plans, folks? It's, are you psychologically prepared? Do you understand where they're going, what they're pushing for, how they're doing it? See, to outflank an enemy or to keep from being outflanked, you have to know what they're doing. You have to understand. So this is what you and I are doing. We're discussing what is happening so we can see the direction from which the enemy is attacking. Trying to take us by surprise, maybe? Well, it is an agenda, folks. And not only are they moving in a specific direction, but they want you powerless to resist. They want you powerless to psychologically resist them. They want you powerless to socially resist them, as well as legally resist them with their ridiculous laws. So we have another catastrophic, another tragic shooting. Tulsa, Oklahoma. 5 are dead, including, the shooter. This is yet another Biden administration murder spree. I'm going to put the pants on the big boys who caused this, folks, because this is what it is, and this is what is happening. We are getting Democrat murder sprees, whether it's a school, a church, a hospital, or a store. The murder sprees are happening under Biden and the Democrats' watch. And it's incredible. Places of safety, learning, healing are being attacked because we, as I guess the lawmakers, not we as in the preppers, we or them, presume the bad guys will respect those places as tranquil and off limits. Well, surprise. I'm not surprised. These places are gun-free zones. Churches, schools, hospitals, retail zones like shopping malls, retail stores, they're gun-free zones. So Democrat socialists see them as soft targets. Democrat socialist, shall we say, murderers. So do this. Let's give credit where credit is due. I choose to not be powerless. I choose to not give up my right to free speech. I choose to not sacrifice my ability, my right, my God-given, inalienable right to self-defense and the defense of others and my nation. I choose not to surrender that because bad policy is out there. Folks, the Second Amendment is not a debatable action item for Biden, his administration, the Democrats, the mainstream media, or doctors. Because there are a lot of anti-gun doctors, just like there's a lot of anti-freedom doctors, scientists, obviously politicians, bureaucrats. Nobody any longer is nonpartisan. Now, David C. Unger wrote a little piece in his work, The Emergency State, America's Pursuit of Absolute Security at All Costs. And this is what he wrote. And we need to listen to this and understand. We have the facts. We know the agenda. And what they want is us to be powerless. So this is the methodology, the SOP, if you will, standard operating procedure that these people are taking. He writes this, quote, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness have given way to permanent crisis management, to policing the planet and fighting preventative wars of ideological containment, usually on terrain chosen by and favorable to our enemies. Now, the crisis management is not just overseas. It is here domestic. We are in a permanent state of emergency. Cerveza bug was gone. Dr. F said it's over. The government said, no. And Dr. F comes back out and goes, oh, no, I misspoke. You misheard me, right? They didn't give up their medical emergency, their financial emergency, their monetary emergency. No. They'll never give these things up, folks, because it's a means to an end. They have an agenda, and it's to make us powerless. And they use the term emergency. And I think that when we add the next constitutional amendment, it should be, there shall be no emergency that preempts the constitutional regulations, restrictions, and limitations on the government, including the ability or claim by the government that any emergency authorizes them to violate our rights and to exceed their authority. I kind of like that. Someone write that down and put it in the annals of history. All right. Let us return to David C. Unger's quote. Limited government and constitutional accountability have been shouldered aside by the kind of imperial presidency our constitutional system was explicitly designed to prevent. Well said. Thank you, Dave. Folks, the problems are being caused by Democrat and socialist policies, both domestically and internationally. But speaking specifically of the crimes being committed, where lunatics have become suicidal and they've decided that they can aggressively act against groups of others to murder them. In some cases, the person who is doing the murdering has an axe to grind, if you will. They have a complaint against, and they've decided that murder is the solution to people they know who have created problems, etc. On the other side, some people just go off on anybody, the nearest group of victims that they can think of, right? The problems are being caused by Democrats and their socialist policies. Their desire to destroy our Constitution, our traditions, our laws, our culture. They're attacking it in the school. They're attacking it in local government, state government, federal government. They're trying to destroy the military and what military is actually about. They're doing all of these things, folks. And it's creating problems, not solutions, right? I say let the Democrats and socialists take the blame for what they have done and go ahead and fix themselves and their policies and their belief systems. Leave our liberties alone, as the Constitution demands the government does. Obey our wishes, the free people, servants of us, government, right? Leave us alone. Our freedoms are inalienable. Our rights are God-given. They are not privileges to be taken in an emergency situation permanently by the government, who is themselves or are themselves creating these issues and problems with their policies and their social beliefs. America, meet your new dictator in chief. Let's go, Brandon. Because that is who is at the helm. He is the dictator in chief, dictating rules. He is hurting our energy system, and that is life. Our standard of living, our quality of life, our ability to live requires food, energy, fuel, and freedom. And the dictator in chief, Joe Biden, is trying to take that from us. Horrifically take that from us. He's causing great pain, right? It is going to be a painful transition. Sorry, I'm not a tranny. I don't feel like transitioning to your world, Joe. The best thing you and I can do is get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, a plan, and understand them. And that's why I ask you to come here. I ask you to share these videos. I ask you to subscribe. I ask you, help yourself first, and then you can help others. I ask you, don't accept responsibility for what they are doing, but take steps and actions. Prep to action. Take steps in action to let them know you understand, that you're watching them and you want them to fix themselves and the problems they have created. Right? States like Texas, Florida, Oklahoma, Missouri, and many others are taking tremendous steps in the correct direction. Encourage them, support them, and demand that they keep doing that. Protect the innocent, the unborn. Protect children from perverts and predators, both in the school and in government and out of school. We'll talk more about that later as well. Folks, this is incredible. Tell them that their job is to protect us and respect our liberties. That is what government is for. That is what kings did or were supposed to do. That is protect the people. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Semper Fi. God bless America.